Hey there, I'm Aurora and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about an awesome and uncommon species that has me really excited. This is the Tanzanian striped house snake. These unique little snakes have stolen my heart. Before I go any further though, I want to make it clear that this is not a full care guide and I'm not an expert. I'm very new to this species and still learning, so these are just my first impressions from raising these babies over the last 6 months or so. Dinah is currently in shed, looking very blue, so Felix is the star of the show today. Tanzanian striped house snakes are native to Central Africa and common in their range, though they are rare in captivity in the United States as not many people are working with them. House snakes were considered colubrids for a long time, but the taxonomy is messy and interesting. These are true Boedon lineatus, not quite 100% on how to say it, not to be confused with other similar striped house snakes that get larger. Mine are still young, but as adults they are only 2 to 3 feet long, females larger than males. They are the smallest of all the house snakes, but that means babies can be fragile, so they're considered an intermediate species. The first thing you notice about them are the stripes, creamy white on a base of red-brown. Their scales have an iridescence, but it's different from the iridescence on my boas, more like a pearlescence, really unique and beautiful. Their sheds are interesting too. They are thinner, softer, and more fragile when compared to a corn snake shed of the same size, which makes sense because they have very small, soft scales. I like how their facial markings make them look like they're making a sour pucker face or they're really surprised, and of course we can't forget those beautiful eyes. Tanzanian striped house snakes have a natural bug eye variation, and apparently not all of them have this trait. Felix appears to have larger eyes than Dinah, so it will be interesting to see how they develop as adults. Their small size and big eyes are what first drew me to the species. Another unique trait is their color change from day to night. Mine go from a rich chocolate brown during the day to a pretty faded orange after dark. Their belly scales stay a bluish gray. Many small snakes tend to be flighty, and while these can be a little jittery, instead of flailing around and trying to get away, they squeeze your fingers for support and act very curious, like a tiny python or boa. Sometimes they feel like they're tying themselves in knots while they hold you hostage. Like other house snakes, they have a powerful feeding response. Unfortunately, Felix didn't do it this time, but house snakes often wrap their prey in a stack of perfect coils. I've never seen any other snake species do this. Tanzanian striped house snakes can be kept just like common North American colubrids like corn snakes, milk snakes, and garter snakes. I was recommended to use coconut chip and sphagnum moss, but it's important to not let humidity creep too high for this species as they can develop respiratory issues, so drier substrates like aspen should work fine too. I also think these snakes are perfect candidates for bioactive setups, and I will have these two in beautiful live planted enclosures when they're adults. I first learned of the magic of house snakes from Garrett at Reach Out Reptiles, so I thought it appropriate to rep his brand in this video. I feel like he and I have a lot of the same attractions when it comes to our taste in snakes. I bought Felix and Dinah from Olympian Exotics. They have some amazing animals and are sure to get my business again. I predict I'm going to have a lot of different house snakes in the future. I'm totally obsessed. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and check out my links below. Happy Vlogstice! I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll just go with the first take.